$365.12. Comprehensive plan update, $12,266.50. General municipal airport engineering, $1,359. Violet Hill Cemetery Management, $135. Wastewater design, $21,260.70. Iowa Street Stormwater Wetland, $150. General municipal engineering, $2,314. Frog Creek Stream Restoration Phase 1, $75. 2020 downtown improvements, $57,793. 2019 sanitary sewer SIP lining, $621. Those should total up to $115,588.82. Tonight, claims and registers, there's claims registers and financials. We have $2,142,683.14. We have no license or permits tonight. Need a motion to approve those consent agenda items that we just went over.
So second.
Any discussion on any of those items? If not, call the roll, please.
Kirkland,
Yes.
Wally,
Yes.
Mahler,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Klein.
Yes.
Thank you. Moving on to city administrative report.
It's been a quiet couple of weeks and we're headed into a quiet couple of weeks, but what I have is just a heads up and reminder. Obviously, the holidays, we will be closed Monday after Christmas, Monday after New Year's.
Bateman is totally open now.
Bateman is open for the week. Yep. We finish at the winter. The only other thing is just a heads up. Cruise, Parks and Rec, and Public Works, we'll get ready. Whatever snow comes for a white Christmas this year. If anybody gets bored and wants to ride the snow plow or something. My first time, one of the times I rode the snow plow, we got about 6 blocks and took out clients' mailbox.
I don't, now it is. Who was?
Mary and Jim.
Okay. All right. So with all that important information I just gave, that's all I've got.
Anything else for Sven? Okay, mayor council comments. I don't think I have a lot either. I just want to, thank the city crews in advance for all the hard work they're going to be doing, I think, in the next few days. Unless we're fortunate enough to miss it, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll know better by the weekend, I guess. And just want to wish everybody happy holiday and be safe. Unfortunately, for driving and flying and just being out, it's going to be a little iffy, a little dangerous the next few days, but we'll get through it. We've done it before. That's all I have. Comments from council?
Pickleball is continuing to go well. We had 31 people sign up last Friday. We had 27 the week before and 28 the week before that. So that has given us additional time.
Good deal.
And I had some family that came in and said that the decorations in Perry were beautiful.
Yes.
Good.
That's not a-
About the only good thing I can say about the snow, it makes the decorations look prettier. Anything else from council? Okay, if not, we'll go on to open forum. Anybody here for open forum tonight? Hearing no one, we'll go to our first public hearing, which is public hearing on the proposed amendment to the City of Perry zoning ordinance. The purpose of this hearing is to inform the public of the proposed amendment request by the owner of real estate, generally described as 12155 J Avenue, requesting a zoning amendment from agriculture to arterial commercial. The parcel was recently annexed into city limits, and per code 165.04.2 of the city code of ordinance, the property defaulted to agriculture. The council will receive public comments on the matter at this time. This public hearing will open at 6:07 p.m. Comments, discussion?
Daniel, do you want to give an overview of these and the officially?
The official,
No, this is pretty simple requests. Property was annexed in, as the summary said. When it annexes in, it comes in as ag. This is just applying a more appropriate zoning districts to the property, hopefully now and forever after. So,
This is the former property.
correct.
Now, there were two parcels. Has that been?
The lot lines were sort of reconfigured. So the AccuJet commercial building is sort of the larger one, and where the house is at is smaller.
Any other questions or comments related to this proposed amendment? If not, public hearing will close at 6:08 p.m. Moving on to our second public hearing on the proposed amendment to the City of Perry zoning ordinance. The purpose of this hearing is to inform and take comments from the public about a proposed amendment to repeal Chapter 166 subdivisions and replace it with Chapter 166 subdivision and platting regulation. Such replacement would add multiple levels of plats, be in line with the state code in other communities, replace inconsistent language within the code, and add provisions for the city to oversee the recording of approved plats. The council will receive public comments on the matter during this time. This public hearing will open at 6:09 p.m. Comments, discussion, questions?
So this was kind of just a general cleanup of the subdivision ordinance. Makes it kind of easier for smaller scale plats and subdivisions, and kind of changes how we record it instead of sort of just telling the applicant, here you go to the county. We'll do it now, recoup our costs from them directly. So this kind of just ensures that these things are getting recorded.
So the city will handle the planning.
Just the recording, not the platting. We don't have any surveyors on staff, so we're not able to do that.
We've ran into a few times where people go through that whole subdivision planning process and then never record it. So it's never reflected, and it kind of makes our job a little difficult sometimes to try and go back and track down exactly what was done when and what it is. So this will make it just a little bit more streamlined, and also ultimately easier for the folks going through the process of not having to deal with it and worry about it. So.
And also, as a municipality, we do have the ability to use online submission through the Iowa Land Records, which is not something that would be just open to, the general public.
This way you handle that and you make sure that it gets.
Correct.
Makes sense.
Any discussion on this public hearing? Is this proposed amendment? If not, the public hearing will close at 6:10 p.m. And we'll go on to our next public hearing on the proposed amendment to the City of Perry zoning ordinances. The purpose of this public hearing is to inform and take comments from the public about a proposed amendment to create Chapter 168 site plan requirements. Such addition to the Code of Ordinances would allow for an opportunity to refine zoning regulations and codify an important planning process by creating 2 levels of site plans, allowing for expedited reviews on smaller scale processes and creating a new threshold for when stormwater reports are required. This public hearing will open at 6:11 p.m.
Just another cleanup ordinance. Currently, our site plan requirements are housed in just a policy document, not the actual code. So it's, I think over the years, it maybe has been inconsistently utilized. So now that it's a part of our code, there's, you know, a very clear line to find it. It also kind of separates sort of the standard of review depending on the scale of the project. Ideally, to make things a little easier and maybe even cheaper for smaller scale project managers.
Square feet or more.
They have to provide a stormwater report, essentially showing, you know, what that development is going to, how it's going to impact the hydrology there, and that might require them to do some detention, or at least explain how that water is going to be managed.
Any other comments, discussion, questions on this public hearing amendment? If not, the public hearing will close at 6:12 p.m. Thank you, Daniel. And we'll move on to old business. Approval of pay application number 18 for the wastewater treatment facility improvements. Pay application number 18 in the amount of $1,207,701.43 to Woodruff Construction for the construction of the wastewater treatment facility improvements. To date, total payments requested by the contractor are 57.4% of the total amount of work to be completed under the contract. All documents have been reviewed and signed by the engineer and are recommended for approval. Get a motion, please.
Make a motion, we approve pay application number 18, wastewater facility improvements.
Thank you. Discussion. Looks like we're going to get an update here.
Yeah, just a quick one. Matt could not make it tonight, so he asked me to do a first update on here. So I'm kind of new getting into everything, but Matt did give me some really good notes and stuff. So just go over them with you real quick. They got the concrete poured for the nutrient building for the floor and the walls. They continue to work on the clarifiers and the clarifier pump building. The UV for the UV lights building, the slabs and the channels are all in. They're going to try to push to finish as much of the site work as possible before we get a real hard freeze. And with the upcoming holidays and the temperatures, they expect the project site to be pretty quiet until after the first of the year. So, and then we do have an issue with 3 blowers for the that aerate the sludge. It's something that Sven and I are going to talk about this week and how we want to approach that. But looking at, we have 3 blowers that are going to have to be replaced out there eventually. So other than that, I think things are going pretty well out there for the most part. So.
I realize it's a moving target and it'll keep changing probably, but based upon where we're at now, when would you guesstimate it might be finished? Realizing it's a moving target.
Last I saw, they were pushing because of some of the, what's our favorite words now are transportation issues. I think some of that completion might get pushed back a little bit just due to some of the equipment and electronics and wait times on those. So probably still in 2023 completion. Some of that, it might just kind of get pushed back of later 2023 completion of the new plant and then deconstruction of the old plant, maybe into 2024, just kind of depending on how stuff comes in. But
Okay.
It's just, everything is kind of a wild card right now. I think even Eric, the vehicle he put in for, they, and correct me if I'm wrong, they had told him there's no chance that you'll be able to get a hybrid anytime soon. So we'll put you down for a conventional car and it's going to be 6 months. He called to get pricing for budget numbers and they said, just use the same numbers as this year. Oh, by the way, your hybrid Interceptor is going to be here in 2 weeks. So it's just kind of like, okay, it'll just show up randomly whenever, so. I think that's kind of gonna be the, yeah, get told extended timelines and things might get sped up a little bit easier. So
Yeah.
always satisfying expectations, I guess. So,
I realize it's a moving target. And once in a while, I do get asked kind of when it's going to be done.
Yeah.
Like I always used to tell people about my projects I used to do. It'll be done when it's done. Any other discussion on that wastewater treatment? If not, call the roll, please.
Kirkland,
Yes.
Walling,
Yes.
Mahler,
yes,
Schott, Klein.
Yes,
Okay, thank you. Moving on to new business. Resolution making council appointments for the Central Iowa Regional Transportation Planning Alliance. The city of Perry, as a member of the Central Iowa Regional Transportation Planning Alliance, is required to appoint a representative to serve on its Transportation Policy Committee and its Transportation Technical Committee. For 2023, it is recommended to reappoint Josh Webker as the city of Perry's representative and to reappoint Sven Peterson and Matt Ferrier as alternates for said committees. Need a motion, please?
I move that we pass a resolution making council appointments for the Central Iowa Regional Transportation Planning Alliance.
and I'll second that.
Discussion?
I just got a question about this. How often do they meet?
quarterly or monthly?
Every other month. Used to meet monthly, now it's every other month. So I've been on the committee for, I want to say 10, 12 years. So
Why wouldn't we put you as the alternate instead of Matt Ferrier? Because we've got to pay him. when he goes.
Josh is the main, and then Matt and I are alternates.
Get them two alternates.
Just in case Josh can't go, I can't go, if both of us can't
Yeah.
go.
Or you guys will make
I
And a lot of times Matt will attend regardless, just because of all of the communities they serve in the region. So we'll build Grimes or some other town for that.
it.
All right. Any other discussion regarding this appointment? These appointments, rather. If not, call the roll, please.
Walling,
Yes.
Schott,
Yes,
Kirkland,
Yes.
Mahler,
yes,
yes,
Thank you. Next item under new business, resolution making council appointment for the North Raccoon River Watershed Management Coalition. As a member of the North Raccoon River Watershed Management Coalition, the city of Perry must appoint a member to represent them on the North Raccoon River Watershed Management Coalition Board. This appointment has historically been the Public Works Director, and it is recommended that Josh Webker be appointed for the year 2023. Need a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve resolution making council appointment for the North Raccoon River Watershed Management Coalition. Josh Whipker.
And I'll second that.
Discussion on this appointment. If not, call the roll, please.
Klein,
Yes,
Walling,
Yes.
Kirkland,
Yes.
Mahler,
yes,
Schott,
yes,
Next item under new business, resolution making council appointments for the Beaver Creek Watershed Management Authority. As a member of the Beaver Creek Watershed Management Authority, the city of Perry must appoint a member and alternate to represent them on the Beaver Creek Watershed Management Authority. This appointment has historically been the Public Works Director and Deputy Director, and it is recommended that Josh Webker be appointed for the year 2023, with Mike Landos being the alternate. Need a motion, please?
I make a motion we pass resolution making council appointments for the Beaver Creek Watershed Management.
I'll second that.
Discussion?
question. What's the real difference between the management authority and the management coalition board?
I would imagine it's just semantics. They're the same thing and have the same function and authorities. So
They just like to have.
I think maybe
One
the,
goes that way, one goes that way.
the Raccoon River might want to sound a little bit more soft, given some of the legal history around that watershed in the past.
Two different people with their
It just struck me as being a little nitty picky.
Josh can take that forward to both sides to try and come up with a common name.
Or find out the difference for us. Yeah, come back and explain that later. Any other discussion on this? If not, call the roll, please.
Kirkland.
Yes.
Walling.
Yes.
Mahler.
yes,
Schott.
Yes,
Klein.
Yes,
Next item under new business. Resolution approving new installation of streetlights on 28th Street. It has been identified that proper street lighting is needed along the corridor of 28th Street between Willis Avenue and McKinley Street. Alliant Energy has provided an estimate of $8,286.77 to install 635 feet concrete lights for better visibility in the area. Once approved, Alliant will start work on the installation. Need a motion, please?
so moved.
Discussion?
I drove up there last night. It is pretty bad.
It is dark up there. That's quite.
Yeah.
dark up there.
So,
This is something I kind of noticed when I came into this role and stuff, talked to Sven, heard Daniel talk about how dark it is out there. You can see getting home. So we reached out to Alliant Energy. They were very, very helpful to work with. Originally, they were going to put 4 streetlights out there. They decided to do 6 because they thought it would look better, light better. He gave us a proposal to put them on the west side, put them on the east side. To put them on the west side was about $6,000 more, I think. So this is going to be 35-foot concrete poles with the lights on top, all underground wire. So it'll be very, very lit up. They're wanting to start going on it, you know, but yeah, we're going to be -40 on Thursday. So I don't know how much that's going to push it back. So very much needed.
Drill a hole really. soon.
Yeah, very much needed though. So.
Yeah.
Thank you. Any other discussion on the new lights? If not, call the roll, please.
Schott.
Yes,
Kirkland.
Yes.
Mahler.
yes,
Walling.
Yes.
Klein.
yes,
Thank you. Next item under new business, resolution approving wage for wastewater treatment operator. The city of Perry wishes to hire Mr. Mark Ellsbury as a part-time grade 3 wastewater treatment operator to assist with work volume and task at the wastewater treatment plant. This part-time position is IPERS eligible. However, Mr. Ellsbury will receive no other benefits. The pay will be $31 per hour based on his licenses and more than 30 years of experience. This resolution would approve the wage for such part-time position. Need a motion, please?
I make a motion to approve resolution approving wage for a wastewater treatment operator.
And I'll second that.
Discussion?
I think it's my last item, so. One thing with the plant going on, the upgrades and stuff, we're starting to look long-term that, you know, we may need some more people out there. Mark Ellsbury is a Perry native and worked for Oscar Mayer and IVP in the wastewater, went to the city of the Boone, and I think he was there like 18 years. They just privatized all of their wastewater and went to a private company. So he is basically retired, but he's not started drawing his IPERS. We had been talking to Mark back and forth, and he's interested in doing some part-time work and learning the plant. And that way he could fill in to, you know, help on, you know, longer work days, stuff like that. He's going to work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays now in the mornings. Their busy days are Tuesdays and Thursdays. So Mark has more than 30 years experience. He's a great grade 3 operator, which is, you know, $31 is what we came to a conclusion, which is a very fair for us wage, I think, for what he, you know, would be making somewhere else. So, and I think in the budget process, we're going to be looking at some different things, wastewater staffing, grade pay, stuff like that. So this is just to get Mark out there and get him familiar with things. And he lives in Perry, great guy. So I think we got him talked into it, didn't we, Sven? So yeah, we're excited. So
That's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome aboard, Mark.
Any other discussion about this part-time position? If not, call the roll, please.
Klein,
Yes.
Wallen,
Yes.
Berkeley,
Yes.
Smaller,
yes,
Yes.
Thank you. Next item under new business. Resolution approving advertising request for proposals for operation of the Caboose concession stand in Caboose Park. The city of Perry, Iowa wishes to solicit for proposals in order to identify individuals and or businesses qualified to operate and manage the concession stand located at Caboose Park. This request for proposals is designed for those interested in entering into a definitive agreement with the city to license a city-owned concession stand facility located in Caboose Park and to operate the same at designated dates and times. The selected concessionaire will be required to operate the concession stand according to the terms and conditions outlined in the RFP and the definitive agreement with the city. With passage of this resolution, the RFP will be advertised and those interested should respond by submitting 2 copies of the proposal to Perry City Hall, 1102 Willis Avenue, Suite 300, Box 545, Perry, Iowa 50220, no later than 4:30 PM on January 23rd, 2023. Need a motion, please?
I make a motion to pass resolution approving and advertising request for operation of the Caboose concession stand in Park.
I'll second.
Discussion.
Wait,
When we put this, do we have somebody else?
John's been the point person.
I was gonna say, with this new RFP, are we gonna set their hours?
No.
A lot of times, people would go there, and was no, which really upset them. A lot of people around. It would be nice if they had the summer.
Yeah, I mean, we can't really determine when a private business operates or not, but part of, so the contract was up with the party that was in there now. So we looked at the contract and looked at what we were doing, and we wanted to streamline it and make it a little bit more efficient and easier for us. So we went down that road with setting a basic, just a rental fee for the month. Whether they're open or not, they have to pay us a monthly due or monthly rent or whatever, which will solve that problem as far as we're concerned. Whether they're open or not, there's a reason for them to be open now because they gotta get their rent paid. So hopefully that kind of maybe solves some of those small issues.
I was gonna say, it seemed like they were closed on weekends,
Yeah.
you know, when we have our biggest bike traffic.
Sure.
As part of the RFP, can we ask them to indicate the hours?
Sure, yeah, I think we'll have them submit a menu and basic hours of operation, so.
That'll help resolve that, I think.
Yep.
If they're paying a monthly fee, they increase.
Gotcha.
Well, it's not just beneficial to them, it's beneficial to us too.
Yes.
Because the people on the bike trail appreciate having an
Yeah.
Have a
opportunity
place to
right there
stop.
by the trail. It's handy, it's quick, nice location.
Right.
You know, we did
Needs
some
to be
landscaping
done.
up there around there just this last fall, and we kind of plan on, we got a little bit of a deeper renovation process that we're gonna bring to council for budget this year. So hopefully we can jazz up the area a little bit more, and attract more people and make it even better for the bike users. And
Is there a plan to open a public restroom? in that area?
as of right now,
That's something that we should try and get some money on. State paid for the one. It's something sort of needed. I know that people go in there and urinate behind the corners of that thing because nobody's around and just stinks. So we should get that enclosed. Most people don't like it.
we can have further conversations about that. Now is a good time for it.
I think it's definitely needed.
It really is. And, we've got 3 walls there, so it won't take too much more.
Okay, any
Put it
other-
under discussion.
I will.
any further discussion about the RFPs? If not, call the roll, please.
Kirkland,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Smaller,
yes,
Walling,
Yes.
Stein.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Next item under new business, resolution approving tax abatement application for residential construction completed or to be completed in 2022 in Perry, Iowa. The purpose of the tax abatement program is to promote new residential construction and renovation in the city of Perry by reducing the amount of property tax homeowners pay on new construction, rehabilitation, and/or major improvements. Citizens wanting to make those improvements must apply to the city council for tax abatement and be approved by resolution. Once approved by council, applications are submitted to the Dallas County Assessor for review for the tax exemption. A list of current applicants was included with the packet. Need a motion, please?
I move we pass a resolution approving tax abatement applications for residential construction completed or to be completed in 2022 in Perry, Iowa.
I'll second.
Discussion? If there's no discussion, now call the roll, please.
Walling,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Kirkland,
Yes.
Smaller,
Next
Yes.
item under new business.
Scott.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Next item under new business. Didn't mean to leave you out, Chuck. Resolution approving a request for proposal for a multi-residential development on Blue Jay Edition Lot 8, Block 8. This action would authorize the RFP for a multi-residential development for the city-owned lot located on Willis Avenue immediately east of Hamlin Bell Apartments. Since a multi-residential development provides the most units per lot, staff identified this type of development as the most advantageous in addressing the city's housing concerns. Beyond approving a new housing option, this action would remove a nearly half-acre lot from the city's inventory, allowing staff to focus maintenance operations elsewhere. Finally, this action would create a review panel consisting of the mayor and at-large counselor, the Ward 1 representative, as the lot is located in voting Ward 1, the city administrator, the community and economic development director, and the building official. This panel would review proposals and make a recommendation to the full council for approval at the March 6, 2023 regular city council meeting. Need a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve resolution approving a request for proposal for multi-residential development on Blue Jay Edition Lot 8, Block 8.
I'll second that.
Discussion. Daniel's going to give us an update.
So housing's a pretty big issue here in Perry and beyond even. This is just one possible way of trying to remedy that. It's a big lot. It can accommodate a pretty nice multi-family development. Purpose of the RFP is to really just trying to show that Perry is a place that you can have a successful residential development. And again, a reason we'd want to do an RFP, we'd have a little bit more control to prevent a Magnolia Park incident from occurring. So, we'd have a contract to make sure that kind of shenanigan doesn't occur again. So I'm happy to answer any questions. It's a pretty thick packet I handed in here, so.
It's a great way to get. And make sure that they know that that lot is built.
Mhm. It's a nice way for us to get the word out, like Daniel mentioned. We haven't really had a good process. We've never gone through a process like this to dispose of city property before. It's always kind of been one-offs or have a specific project in mind. So this will be a great opportunity for us. We also have a few other lots that, if this is successful and we get some decent interest, that we have another, I think we have another multifamily lot and then two multifamily lots and a couple of single family lots that we could work with and kind of go through a similar process. Maybe even kind of grouping those, that somebody could do a larger project on multiple properties, something like that. So Daniel put this together and is going to kind of manage the whole process. So it should be fun to go through, I think.
Have you had any interest?
We have had some builders come and talk to us, mostly just speak in general terms, but there has been noted interest in that particular parcel. So I do think we'll probably get a few.
I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, we'll call it pre-Daniel, that we actually went through the disposal process for somebody to try and do a project, but they just never went through with it. So this is something that creates a little bit more urgency, gets some good competition for it as well. And hopefully we get a few good proposals together from different developers. And like Daniel mentioned, we've actually in the last few months met with a handful and have had interest from some. So should be a really great opportunity for us to get some interest.
It's a great site.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good process to see where it goes. Any other discussion? If not, call the roll, please.
Klein,
Yes.
Berglund,
Yes.
Moller,
yes,
Walling,
Yes.
Schott.
Yes.
Thank you. That completes new business. We'll move on to ordinances. First ordinance we have tonight is ordinance amending the Code of Ordinances, Chapter 165 zoning regulations. The owner of parcel 22-111, generally described as 12155 J Avenue, requested a change of zoning as the parcel was recently annexed into city limits and per code 165.04.2 of the City Code of Ordinance, the property defaulted to agriculture. This amendment would change the zoning district of said property from agriculture to arterial commercial. The Planning and Zoning Commission held a public hearing on the matter and recommended approval of the amendment per their November 8th, 2022 meeting. City Council also held a public hearing on the matter during this December 19th, 2022 regular council meeting. This will be the first reading. Need a motion, please?
I make a motion to pass ordinance amending the Code of Ordinances, Chapter 165.
I'll second.
Discussion? If not, call the roll, please.
Walling,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Berglund,
Yes.
Moller,
yes,
Schott.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Next ordinance for consideration. Ordinance repealing the Code of Ordinance, Chapter 166 subdivisions and replacing it with Chapter 166 subdivisions and plating regulations. This ordinance would repeal Chapter 166 subdivisions and replace it with Chapter 166 subdivisions and plating regulations. Replacement in Chapter 166 will add multiple levels of plats. Be in line with state code and other communities, replace inconsistent language within the code and add provisions for the city to oversee the recording of approved plats. The Planning and Zoning Commission recommended approval of the replacement per their November 8th, 2022 meeting. City Council also held a public hearing on the matter during the December 19th, 2022 regular council meeting. This will be the first reading. Need a motion, please?
So moved.
I'll second.
Discussion? If not, call the roll, please.
Walling,
Yes.
Berglund,
Yes.
Moller,
yes,
Schott,
Yes.
Klein.
Yes.
Thank you. Next ordinance. Ordinance amending the Code of Ordinances by creating Chapter 168 site plan requirements. This ordinance would create a new chapter, Chapter 168 site plan requirements. Staff has identified an opportunity to refine zoning regulations and codify and important planning processes by creating 2 levels of plans, allowing the expedited reviews on smaller scale processes and creating a new threshold for when stormwater reports are required. The Planning and Zoning Commission met on November 8th, 2022 and recommended approval. City Council also held a public hearing on the matter during the December 19th, 2022 regular City Council meeting. First reading. Need a motion, please?
I make a motion to pass ordinance amending the code of ordinances by creating chapter 168. Site plan requirements.
I'll second.
Any discussion? If not, call the roll, please.
Berglund,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Waller,
yes,
Walling,
Yes.
Schott.
Yes.
Thank you. Having no other business before us, we stand adjourned at 6:41 PM. Merry Christmas to all and to all good night. Thank you.
Motions and seconds.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Thanks for dealing with my Zoom.
It's not usual, but they did it so long ago.